Namaste, welcome to Arthaniti. MLDs, market linked debentures, have been in news ever since the announcement of the budget. Now, in this video, we will try and answer three questions. What are MLDs? Why are they in news following the budget? And should you invest your money in MLDs? To answer the first question, what are MLDs? Now, to understand that, we will have to look into the difference between a traditional debenture and a market linked debenture. In a traditional debenture, it is basically a debt instrument. The returns that are generated, which are called interest, are at a fixed rate. Correct? They are paid at specific intervals like quarterly, half yearly, annually, etc. They are paid for a specific period of time. In case of MLDs, market linked debentures, the returns are linked to a market index. The instruments in which the MLDs invests, they are not limited to equity. Okay, they can be equity, government bonds, gold, so on and so forth. So the returns are linked to such indices in the market, say Sensex or Nifty 50, gold index, etc. If these indices perform well, the returns that the MLDs generate are favorable. If these indices underperform, well, the return that you get on your MLDs also reflects that performance. Correct? So the returns on MLDs is varying, unlike your traditional debentures. Also, in the conventional debentures, where you get returns at specific intervals, in MLDs, the returns generated are accumulated and paid to you only at the end of the tenure of your MLD, along with your principal. So you do not get any regular returns from MLDs. So mostly people who want a second source of income, such products are not favorable for you. See, the basic face value of an MLD as per SEBI regulations lies between 10 lakhs to 25 lakhs. So this is for a specific like group of people in a specific economic strata. Normally, people who have that kind of corpus, who are near the retirement age, who want to get better returns but with less risk as compared to pure equity funds, are the ones who invest in such securities. Correct? So like this in a nutshell is what market linked debentures are. Well, to answer the second question, why are they in news following the budget? Well, until the budget, MLDs were a very attractive investment options. Why? Because of the tax, the lower tax rate that they attracted. Now, what was the earlier provision and what has changed in proposed change in the budget of 2023? Earlier, what happened is the holding period for listed MLDs was 1 year. So if you sold your MLD after 1 year, it would attract a capital gains tax of 10% plus surcharge. Now, which was very, very less as compared to other debt instruments, say like a debt mutual fund, which had a gestation period of 36 months, 3 years, to attract a lower long-term capital gains tax rate. Correct? So unlike other debt instruments which had a waiting period of 3 years, MLDs could be sold after 1 year and get taxed at a very lower rate of 10% plus surcharge. This made it extremely attractive amongst people who had say HNIs, so to say, who wanted security vis-a-vis the principal, plus they wanted to earn at a better rate as compared to the traditional debt instruments, say like a fixed deposit. right? So this tax advantage made MLDs very, very attractive. Now, in this year's budget, the proposal is that starting 1st April 2023, any returns that are generated from MLDs will by default attract short-term capital gains tax and will be taxed at the tax bracket of the investor. So if the investor is falling into the highest tax bracket of 30%, the capital gains that he or she earns on the MLDs will be taxed at that rate. This is the proposed change in this year's budget. Again, interest income on listed debt instruments, there was no requirement for TDS to be cut. But the proposal in this budget is starting from 1st April 2023, interest on all listed debt instruments, including market-linked debentures, will attract a TDS of 10%. So again, there is going to be a deduction in the interest also that is earned. So there is going to be a higher tax which is applicable on any capital gains and a TDS which is going to be deducted on the interest that is generated from MLDs. This will make the MLDs not as attractive as an investment product they were before these announcements were made. Correct? Earlier, it was a safe way to earn better returns, better than the traditional debt instruments, and plus have security that most investors were looking for. But following these budget announcements, MLDs will not remain as attractive a product as they used to be. To answer the third question, should you invest in MLDs? Well, MLDs basically come in, there are various categories under which MLDs are issued. Let me explain you some of those. One is where capital protection is given, principal protection, in the sense the amount that is invested by the investor has security. So even if you even if the returns that you earn on the principal amount that you have invested are nil, there is security that you get your principal back. The other is where no such security is given by the issuing company, say an NBFC or a manufacturing company. Correct? So these are the basic categories in which MLDs are issued. Also, there are listed and unlisted MLDs as well. If your basic criteria of investing money is security of the money that you have invested, look at MLDs as an option for investing. But they come with an underlying risk where you will earn say maybe zero returns for the period of money, for the period that which you have invested your money. Correct? So that is an underlying risk that you should take into consideration at the time of investing in MLDs. What I suggest is, if you want security, go for traditional debt instruments wherein interest rates are rising given the current economic scenarios and the rise in bank rates that RBI is undertaking. So if you want that security, look at more traditional debt instruments in the current situation. If your focus is on generating better returns, then I would suggest that equity and equity linked mutual fund instruments are the way for you to earn those returns. Right? So I hope that this short video that I made about MLDs, we understood a different type of hybrid instrument that is available for investment in the market, and should you take advantage of this instrument? Is it any more attractive following the budget announcement? Such questions were answered in this video. As always, if you have any queries, please feel free to comment below the video and I will be happy to help you. Until next time, stay safe.